Demonstration of creating a remix asset in the Horizon Worlds desktop editor. We found the Gen AI right here and opened up this menu, and we're going to generate a texture. We're generating an asset, which also is this icon below, and we're just going to type in a simple. Oh, before I type that in, I'm going to actually select low, small detail because we want to be able to add more to this world and not create assets that have too many vertices or too much capacity. So I'm going to create a coral. I'm going to make an elk horn coral. And I don't need to give it more prompts than that at this time. So let's see. We're going to click on generate. And it's going to offer me 4 different Elkhorn coral models as visual references that I'm able to select from. So we'll just give this a moment. It's usually about 90 seconds or so. You can see our skybox looks like the ocean and a lunar vision because this coral reef is a lunar coral reef. Ooh, look at these coral. Amazing that they're giving us white ones too. So they're already kind of bleached. I'm going to select the one that I'm most attracted to right now, and that's this one, this generated model of this one. I'm also able to select the other ones. This is also really beautiful. But I'm going to go with this little bit more simple one, and I'm actually going to reject this one altogether because even though I told it to do small, this looks like there's a million little parts in there, and I believe that will be more capacity than this asset. So I'm just going to go with the lower capacity model. That's my choice. You do not have to make the same choice, but it will help us have more assets in the world, ultimately. And so here we go. We're generating that model, giving it a moment to form. And what I'm hoping ultimately is that thousands of people will create their own coral reef and learn more about SDG 14, life below water. Let's see, we're almost there. In the past year, Tink and I have created something called the Coral Collective, which includes over 6 worlds, some of which have been highlighted at MIT, Miami Art Week, and UN Climate Week, or UN Ocean Week. And now we have one going to the moon. Let's see, we're almost there. Thanks for your patience. I hope you're still with me. And the magic is almost ready. It's just like watching something bake. And it tests me on being a little bit more patient. It also might give me an opportunity to think more about what my next steps are or how I want to use this coral. And I'm going to show you some options. One, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to save it as a public asset. And we're going to duplicate this asset and use Gen AI to create a texture that gives us some variation. So wonderful. This is now a 3D asset, and I'm going to save my model. It will save my model first to my asset folder, and at the same time, in a moment, we're going to also make it so that it saves it to the public assets here in Horizon Worlds. That allows anyone in Horizon to use this asset. And that's something that we want for our Remix Reef. This is all highlighting how open source culture and remixing can be a way to amplify people's voices throughout the world. So let's see, make asset public. That's just what I want to do. This blue button right here makes it easy for me to know what to do next. So I'm going to select it. Now I'm able to see it's Elkhorn Coral, and we're going to add an underscore remix underscore reef. And then drop in this little description that I'm able to share, add a category, environment, water, tag, remix, reef, simulation. That's the kind of game it is. And then ocean. Or you could write coral or something else that connected. And I'm not sure there is an ocean tag yet, but someone will like look through the public library and put an ocean, and we want our coral to come up. So we're going to save that. We're able to see sort of like the notes and then go ahead and make it public. Great. Okay, so this is now a public coral asset, and it's available for anyone to use. And we're able to see it right now in my assets. Let's see it in public assets. Oh, there it is. There it is. Elkhorn Coral by Remix Reef, right there. And we can even like it. Yeah. You can click like on that. So right now I want to oops, I don't know why I just did that. I just backed up. But what I want to do is I want to use that asset right in my world. So I'm going to scroll to the top and I'm going to pull it out of the library and I'm going to put it right in my world. Boom. Easy as pie. Right now it's kind of floating here. I can drop it down to the ground. I can pull it over here. I can select my Shift Alt and kind of swing my view around and be able to place this coral just where I might want. So I'm gonna swing it here to make it so I pull it onto this reef base. Oops, I didn't do that right correctly. This is where I become a little fumble fingers. Grab it, pull it back onto the reef base. And we are definitely not confined to building on that reef base. It's just like a convenient place to start. But it looks so small, so I'm going to scale it up. There we go. And it looks kind of dark and dingy. So at first I'm going to brighten it. I'm going to make it, let's say 5. Ooh, that's fresh and bright. Now I've got this coral and I'm happy with it. It's in my public assets, something that I'm going to want to do. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to duplicate it 2 times just for fun. 1 and 2. Duplicate. So now there's actually 3 of them all in the exact same spot. One of them I'm going to close this window and make it so you can see a little bit better. I'm pushing that window back, and I'm going to drag one of these over to the coral library. And that's kind of over here, right? Where did our coral library sign go? It might be hiding right behind that coral. So I'm going to pull one over to our coral library area, where we're starting to kind of create, using modular design, an area that's just there's our coral sign. Let me pull it over here. And this coral over here. And we can organize this in a really beautiful way. Like maybe we want like museum shelves, or maybe we just want these floating in a really cool grid or something like that. Now we have like this sort of like in-world coral library for our modular world builders. And over here, don't forget I have a second one stacked in here. And I'm going to move it over here just because we can have the same coral in more than one place. My mom is a gardener. She always says, do companion planting, or do multiple plantings so that you have a cluster, not just one here and one there. And then you change what kind of, if you have a full garden or just kind of a sparse garden. But I like the way this one looks here, but this one looks kind of like maybe I want to add a different texture. And so let's go back. Let's enlarge our menus and go back to Gen AI. Let's see here. Pop out that Gen AI menu also. It looks all clean again, but never fear. If we go right up to this menu, it gives us our chat history. So I can go right back to the same Elkhorn. It's not necessary, but it keeps the project kind of so that, let's say in 2 days, I want to come back and tell it to do something with this coral. It has that reference. It knows what's happening. Oh, I don't know why it's asking us to save the model. We already did that. So what we really want to do is go into textures now. Texture. We've got this model selected. Now we're on texture, and let's should we give it some polka dots or some zigzags? Maybe one of you can suggest a different texture.
I like the polka dot idea.
Great. How about pink and purple polka dots? Okay. Let's see what it does. Do. Woo-hoo-hoo. So this is a great way to highlight how you can create open source public assets and create a new texture. And let's see if we're able to save our texture as an asset, or goes into a public texture file. I don't think so. I think it's just the assets. So people will be able to give it their own textures, which is pretty exciting. I can't wait to see how people use these corals to find their voice within the coral reef. Remix Reef helps to address the lack of empathy that people have for things that are out of sight or out of mind, whether it's in outer space or underwater. The two of them are fundamentally integral in life on Earth. Let's see. I suspect we're going to see some pink and purple polka dots in a moment. I'm so glad that you are on this journey for Remix Reef as part of the MIT community hack that is happening along with in partnership with the XRCC hackathon. Oh my goodness. I love it. I don't really see pink polka dots in there. I sure see purple ones, but I love it. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to save and apply my texture. That is something that we need to do next. So that is saving and applying the texture to this coral model. Yes. So if I didn't do the step in the past, I'm glad I'm doing it now. And we're kind of learning together. We're able to then take this yeah, let's even give it a good thumbs up. Looks good. And now one of our members from Colombia asked if I could download an asset for her to use. So I've never done that before. I'd like to come over here and take a look when we're looking at our assets. Let's see, attach script. That might need to be in the next thing that I learn so that I'm able to do that. Okay, so that is our, I kind of thought it's within the save model area where I can, sorry for being confused now. I'm going to try to save this model and see if it'll let me also download the file itself. Okay, so it added the generated texture into my asset library. And let me just quick click on this to see if I'm able to share that texture as a open source model. No, but I am able to download that file. So that's what I want to see here on this Elkhorn Coral. For some reason, it generated it again. It's asking me, even though I've already made one, if I want to make it public. So I'm just going to do it. I just not going to make it. I'm going to go to the original one first and see if I can just download this. Yes. Okay, here we go. The source download right here. That's the texture. I'm just downloading this really quick, and I'm not sure yet what I'm doing with it, but I'll share it with our other team member and let her work with it. So this was Elkhorn Coral. And we're saving that right now on my computer. Okay. And I think that's, yep, okay. So that's it. And if this downloaded it to Quest, downloaded it to Source. I'm not really sure, but I think I downloaded one of them and we will see what we can do with it. Okay, so if that is successful, that's another way to then take that 3D asset and bring it with you into Blender and modify it also. Within that modification system, you might be able to make it metallic or glow or do other special things with this asset that might be unique and special, and or be able to work with it, this asset, without having a desktop editor, and just be able to sing to your own creativity. So that this is our lesson today, and I want to thank you for learning how to create an open source public asset that you'll find in your public asset library. And here we go. We have a staghorn, a fire, and an elkhorn coral here. Woohoo! Now other people will be able to use these in our world, publish our world, and be able to use these assets in their own world as well. Thank you very much. And I am signing off from the Remix Reef. Woohoo!